So Zuckerberg hires Dana White as to be on the board of Meta. Now, Dana White, as you probably know, is a big fan of Donald Trump, and he's an icon during the 2024 election of the Liberty Movement. But Zuckerberg hires Dana White. Then he says that he is going to restore free speech to Facebook, in part by getting rid of the fact checkers, or I should say so-called fact checkers. Now, keep in mind that Zuckerberg, like Elon Musk and like Peter Thiel, is also part of the elite. He attended Bilderberg meetings. He was providing names and information to the Democratic Party so that they will at least, it's been said, to help steal the 2020 election. So Zuckerberg, given this turn of events, this is a guy that's a fence sitter. He sees which way the wind is blowing, and he switches sides. He has pulled a Henry Kissinger. Now, such a guy, he's pragmatic, not principled. He is looking at the way the political trends are going, and he is just adapting to the circumstances around him. This is also a byproduct of nihilism. Zuckerberg philosophically is a nihilist, just like a lot of the people in the political establishment, apparently in the business sector as well. I mean, you can go in any department store and the models that they have are handicapped or obese. It's actually an attack on human beauty is really what that is. But they do it to appeal to the vocal minority of the woke because logic and principles are just out the window. You know, there is no logic with nihilism. So as a result, we get people like Zuckerberg who just adapts to political trends. You know, so many years ago, or actually I should say right before Donald Trump got elected, or it looked like Donald Trump was going to be elected. So let's say this time last year and before, he was kissing the butt of the establishment. He was doing censorship. He was providing information, or allegedly providing information to the Democratic Party to help them cheat in elections. His fact checkers were biased towards the establishment. And now that Donald Trump is elected, and now that he's done all these things that could potentially get him in a lot of trouble, he switches sides, hoping to save his rear end. I'll put a link in the description below. But again, this is a guy who is not principled. Now, if it was the shoe was on the other foot, I can guarantee you he would not have done any of these things. Had Harris been elected president and had the Democrats, got at least some control of Congress, or, if it was like a tight race, actually, let's just say even Harris got elected president, he wouldn't be doing any of this. He would continue the censorship. He would continue, cozying up to the establishment because he's pragmatic, because he's nihilistic. He's not principled. So a guy like this, would I trust him? No. Now, I say this development is definitely a good thing. It shows two things. First of all, it shows that that the election of Donald Trump absolutely has consequences in the social sense. But it shows that the political trends have shifted. Now, I hope this means that our culture becomes more rational, that we value logic and reasoning, as if censorship erodes, that we can have logical debates, that we can actually have a competitive market of ideas, like we did back in the 2000s when people were a little more rational back then than they are now. But we still have a lot of irrationality in our culture. But anyway, nonetheless, I think overall this is still a good development. It'll be interesting. I don't know if this is going to save Zuckerberg or exactly what's going to happen with this, but nonetheless, this is a good trend. This is a welcome trend, and I hope this goes everywhere. I hope that freedom of speech gets restored everywhere so we can have a free and open debate, and I'm hoping that people will value logic and reasoning and the facts once again.